It's, it's not the way.
Okay, stop. Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
So today we're going to talk about Bishop Dermot Martin. He was on the radio there, and you have some things to say about him.
Yes. Well, we're talking now. The Christian TV Ireland. There's our little leaflet, and it is all about donations, etc. On our little one and our little fella. And then I say to you, unless you be converted and become as little children, you shall. Unless you become like little children, you shall. It, so to enter the kingdom of heaven. And there's donations and all of that to Christian TV. I just thought I'd show that as I start, so where we're coming from. Now, in the some of the Catholic papers, Archbishop Diarmuid Martin, the former Archbishop of Dublin, and he's retired now, and they've used some like word like emeritus, kind of a Latin word, which of course they don't start to practice as much as they should have, as they did in my time. So he was interviewed on Liveline, which is run by Joe Duffy every afternoon from about quarter to three, I think, to half three or something like that, maybe four for all I know. But he's reported to have been criticised Saint Pope Paul II, who was in a visit to Ireland in 1979, was a great occasion in which over 1 million people assembled to hear him in Croke Park. Not what am I talking about? Phoenix Park. And it was well laid out and all the rest of it. So he was a force for good in the world in many ways. And to find the former Archbishop of Dublin criticise him because of something to do about contraception. When Mr. Duffy, normally they always try to set a trap, don't they, in that media. The seeking after the truth seems to escape them. And on this occasion, he asked him something about the family and contraception like married couples. And then he criticised Pope John Paul for reinforcing that, what Pope Paul VI had set out in Humanite Vitae, which just means contraception is wrong in a marriage. It's for the honour and glory of God and for procreation of children, because with a father and mother. Now, so contraception, unfortunately, led to the business of the killing of the innocent. But when you go down one road, it leads to another road. And when you kill the innocent, it leads to another road, the killing of the vulnerable, euthanasia, assisted suicide. So we have to be very careful what way people operate, because people were all sinful. So, so by him doing that, he was given, quite frankly, very bad advice to those that listen to that program.
Okay.
They may take comfort in it, but it's very false comfort, because when you're married and you're singing from the same hymn sheet, you're married, you're a Catholic, and your spouse, your wife is a Catholic and a practicing Catholic, so that you love one another, and so you respect one another. Fundamental background to any relationship in any situation, respect. And contraception is the reverse of that. It's there for pleasure. And while there's nothing wrong with that, done in the normal course of events with a married couple, it's sinful if it's not in the marriage situation. And a lot of us must have went down that road in our time, including yours truly, before I saw the light. and the sacrament of confession. So these are all the things. And for the former Archbishop to do that, because when he was Archbishop, he made some decisions that didn't seem to suit me too much. He seemed to kind of go along with whatever the secular crowd was promoting in a government, and one or two bishops were speaking against this philosophy of anything, of this business of what was permitted and what was not. And the first referendum as regards marriage, which is between a man and a woman, was widened to include people that weren't married as a man and a woman, that were two people of the same sex. Really, that's not permitted because it's against the Catholic faith, the Catholic Church. We all love these people, but when something is sinful and harmful for them, which is harmful for their health, a lot of them get diseases from it, and these are facts. They can't be disputed, whatever else people think about these things. So for him to do that about the contraception, that was completely against the Catholic doctrine. So this is where the criticism comes in, because you've got to nourish you've got to nourish the. If you're a shepherd, you've got to nourish the faithful. And our shepherds in this country went down a wrong road when they did various things by removing the altar rails, and all this is a symptom of going with a secular frame of mind. The Catholic faith means that the priest faces the tabernacle. In the other faiths, the Protestant faith, which all sprung from the Reformation, they don't do that. They go by the Bible that they have. It's some ways different than the Catholic Bible. And they promote this question of service. And so, by them not having a tabernacle and station at the cross, they're facing the congregation and reading from the Bible and giving strong sermons based on the Bible. But at the end of the day, they often have a disregard for the Catholic faith as well in their views. And a certain speaker that was at the conference that was at one time, his brother went down the wrong road and born a Catholic and went off to the the other crowd. And he insisted that his brother go there one time, and he found it now quite the reverse of what his brother. And so he went out to the car and got a Bible, or got whatever he got, catechism. And he said, like, and he read the catechism. He says now to this fella, the pastor, he says, did you ever read that? Do you understand what it says? And your man says he did. He says, we must have lunch and discuss this sometime. Well, did they have lunch? No, sorry. This is what he said, but he didn't do it. This priest now contacted him. He was in the seminary, I think, at the time. Contacted him umpteen times, but no lunch ever took place. So that's an example of these ones that have the service. And the former Archbishop of Dublin, Diarmuid Martin, didn't do any good for the Catholics that might be listening to that.
Okay.
Okay.
But what I think a lot of young people, John, would find contraception a bit draconian in modern times.
Aye, well, it is because it kind of it indicates, and women take the pill, which often goes against their well-being in due course, because we did see that 1 in 4 suffers from kind of heart attacks and other things because of the nature that they have. I mean, they bring us into the world and we love them, or mothers, and even if they were perfect, because normally you'd go to them because they'd listen to you, whereas the father might be laying down